What if the habit you trust most to keep you healthy after 60 is quietly letting your body weaken every single year? Millions of older Americans believe that daily walking enough that as long as they stay active, strength, balance, and independence will somehow take care of themselves. But something doesn't add up. Falls are rising, chronic pain is increasing, and disability after 65 keeps accelerating, even among people who walk every day. The clue is right there, but the full truth is usually revealed far too late. Here's the first hint. In national health surveys, walking is the most commonly reported exercise among seniors, yet the same surveys show that muscle loss, joint pain, and balance problems still climb sharply after 65. If walking were enough, those trends would flatten. They don't. That contradiction is the mystery, and it points to a missing piece almost no one explains clearly. To understand why, we have to rewind the timeline. The origins of the issue begin in early adulthood. In the 20s and 30s, the human body builds a reserve of muscle, bone density, joint stability, and nerve speed. Strength peaks in early adulthood, then slowly declines. In those years, movement is varied: lifting groceries, climbing stairs, reacting quickly. The cause is diverse stress on the body. The effect is resilience. Most people don't notice that this reserve is being built because it feels effortless. Changes start quietly in the 40s. Research from U.S. aging cohorts shows that after about age 40, adults lose roughly 1% of muscle mass per year if it is not actively challenged. Balance systems become less responsive. Joint cartilage receives less nourishment. Walking still feels good, so many people lean on it more. But walking is repetitive and low load. The cause is reduced stimulus. The effect is gradual weakness that stays invisible. The shift after 65 is where most people go wrong. Walking becomes the default and sometimes the only form of exercise. Doctors recommend it because it's safe and accessible. But safety is not the same as sufficiency. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that after 65, the biggest predictors of disability are cardiovascular endurance, but leg strength, grip strength, balance, and power. Walking trains the heart modestly, but it barely challenges muscles, bones, or reaction time. The hidden risk is believing that some movement equals enough movement. Then comes the breaking point, where the problem becomes visible. A stumble that wasn't there before, knee pain that lingers, back stiffness that limits daily tasks. According to CDC data, 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls each year, and falls are now a leading cause of injury-related death in seniors. Many of those individuals were regular walkers. The cause is not inactivity. The effect is incomplete activity. The fallout spreads quickly into health, money, and lifestyle. A fall leads to hospitalization. Hospitalization leads to rapid muscle loss, sometimes as much as 5% in a single week of bed rest. That weakness leads to fear of movement, which leads to more dependence. Medical costs rise. Independence shrinks. What began as "I walk every day" turns into "I can't trust my body anymore." So, why do, though many seniors stick to walking alone? Because of failed fixes rooted in outdated advice. Older guidelines focused on aerobic activity almost exclusively. Strength training was seen as risky or unnecessary for seniors. Balance work was rarely mentioned. Pain was treated as a reason to rest, not a signal to retrain movement. The cause was fear. The effect was avoidable decline. Modern aging science tells a very different story. Researchers like Dr. Roger Fielding and Dr. Thomas Gill have shown that targeted strength, balance, and mobility exercises dramatically reduce pain, falls, and disability even in people well into their 80s and 90s. The question is not whether seniors can do more than walk. It's whether they know what to do. This is where the 5 best exercises come in, not as a list, but as a solution to the missing piece. The first is lower body strength through controlled sit-to-stand movements. This targets the muscles most responsible for preventing falls and rising from chairs. Weak legs are a major cause of loss of independence. The second is resistance-based pulling and pushing, such as wall push-ups or resistance band rows. These protect shoulders, posture, and spine, reducing chronic pain and improving daily function. The third is balance training, like single leg stands or heel-to-toe walking. Balance is a skill, not a trait, and it must be practiced to stay sharp. The fourth is mobility work for hips and spine. Gentle rotational and range of motion exercises keep joints lubricated and reduce stiffness that leads to compensation injuries. The fifth is power at a safe level, slightly faster movements under control, such as quick but stable step backs or light medicine ball passes. Power declines faster than strength and is critical for catching yourself during a stumble. Across millions of seniors in the United States, the pattern is consistent. Those who add just 2 to 3 sessions per week of these movements reduce fall risk, pain, and disability significantly, far more than walking alone ever could. So, what can people over 60 apply today? First, keep walking but stop treating it as complete. Use it as a warm-up, not the whole plan. Second, add strength and balance twice a week, even for just 15 to 20 minutes. Consistency matters more than intensity. Third, train movements you fear in a safe way. Fear often points to weakness, and weakness is trainable. Here's the clear warning based on evidence. Relying on walking alone after 65 increases the risk of falls, pain, and loss of independence, even if you feel active. And here's the open thought to carry forward. If the right exercises can protect your body decades longer than walking alone, why were they never emphasized before? If you want to learn how to build a simple, safe routine that protects your joints while rebuilding strength at any age, subscribe now. The next video reveals the one daily habit that silently cancels out even the best exercise plan and how to fix it.